In the world of business, there's this mantra that speed is everything. Move fast, break things, get there first. But what if that's just plain wrong? What if the thing we're all chasing, speed, is actually the very thing slowing our teams down? Well, today we're going to explore a much more powerful idea, rhythm.
To really get this, let's dive into the high-stakes world of elite rowing. Think about raw talent, or strength, as the entry fee. In any top-tier team, whether it's a Fortune 500 company or a world-class rowing crew, being good at your job is just the baseline. It's the absolute minimum just to get in the door. But here's the thing. It's not what wins the race. And this gets right to the heart of it. Real lasting success isn't about who has the single strongest person on the team. Not at all. It's about how well every single person can tune their individual power into a collective beat. It's about creating something together that no one could ever do alone. It's all about synchronization. So if it's not about individual strength, why are so many companies just obsessed with going faster and faster? Well, that brings us to a huge problem, something we can call the speed trap. It's this addiction to velocity that, ironically, often has the exact opposite effect of what everyone wants. Think about it like this. When you push for more speed, but you don't have any coordination, no shared rhythm, you don't get that smooth, powerful forward motion. What you get is chaos. You get churn. You get a ton of wasted energy. You get turbulence. It might feel like you're moving fast, but really, you're just thrashing around in the water. In rowing, this whole phenomenon actually has a name. It's called rushing the slide. It happens when a rower, trying really hard to go faster, slides their body forward on the seat way too quickly. But here's the crazy part. Basic physics means that lurch forward actually pushes the entire boat backward. The very attempt to go faster makes the whole team slower. It's completely counterintuitive. And look, this isn't just some neat analogy for rowers. This idea of rushing the slide is probably the single most common reason that otherwise really smart, capable teams and organizations fail. You see it everywhere, from tiny startups to huge corporations. So here's how that translates directly to the office. In the boat, one person's rushed movement physically slows everyone else down. In the office, a leader rushes a big decision before the team can even process what it means. Or they pivot the strategy before the last one even had a chance to work. The result is exactly the same. Alignment falls apart, and the organization actually gets pushed backward. So does any of this sound familiar to you? These are the warning signs of that turbulence. Leaders making calls faster than anyone can keep up. Strategy changing constantly, with no data, no learning. More emails, more meetings, more noise, but less and less clarity. It feels busy, the boat seems like it's moving, but the results, the water will always tell the truth. Okay, so we've spent some time diagnosing the problem. But what about the solution? Let's talk about what rhythm actually looks and feels like. This is all about finding the speed your team, your system, can actually sustain without tearing itself apart. Now, this is absolutely crucial. Rhythm is not about being a machine. It's not some rigid TikTok metronome. It's a living negotiation. It's this dynamic, breathing interplay between people, their shared goal, and the world around them. It's alive. And that living, breathing negotiation is built on a few key things. It all starts with trust. You can't really adjust to someone if you don't trust them to hold their own. That trust then allows for these constant, tiny micro adjustments between everyone. And that in turn helps you find a sustainable velocity, a speed you can actually maintain. Put it all together, and what you get is a powerful collective cadence. This forces us to ask a really big, fundamental question. Do we see our organizations as machines that we're supposed to optimize and push to their absolute limits? Or do we see them as living systems that need to be understood, nurtured, and, regulated? The truth is, your organization has a nervous system, and that isn't just some cute metaphor. It's the real pattern of how the group responds to stress, how it absorbs information, and how it adapts to change. So a leader's job isn't to be an engineer trying to optimize a machine. It's to be a regulator, someone who can sense and guide this collective nervous system. And that's the real art of leadership. Just like a veteran rower can literally feel the boat and know instantly when the rhythm is off, a great leader develops that same intuition for their team. The body of the team, its energy, the mood, the way people communicate, it tells you everything you need to know if you just know how to listen. Okay, let's bring this all home. How does this apply to your team right now? Well, it all boils down to one critical question.
But first, let's reframe the issue completely. If your team is struggling, if things are stalling, the problem is almost never a lack of effort. Your people are smart, they're capable, they are not lazy. The problem is coordination. They're out of sync, they're rushing the slide.
So here it is, the big question to ask yourself and your team. Is your team truly synchronized, moving together with a shared rhythm and a clear purpose? Or are you just co-located? Just a group of talented people sharing an office or a Zoom call, but ultimately rowing against each other. Because at the end of the day, an oar in isolation moves nothing. Individual effort, no matter how strong or how brilliant, means very little without timing and coordination. The real work is getting every single oar to hit the water at the exact same moment for the exact same reason. That's the work, and that is the rhythm.